Dzień dobry from another sunny day in Gdansk. Got myself up nice and early today because I've got lots and lots of cycling to do. Hired a bike, got a discount as well, which is good. It's supposed to have been €15 and I only paid 10. So my first stop is a place called Westerplatte, which is the site of the first battle of World War II. When Nazi Germany invaded Poland, this is where they did it. So let's go and take a look. Oh, and I have done this journey a few times on Google Maps, and I was toying with the idea of taking the walking route because that keeps me off the main roads, but she said the woman at the shop said this was fairly easy, but this one coming up, it's coming up to like a junction of main roads, and I've somehow got to turn left, and it looks like I have to go around some kind of roundabout, and it looked very tricky on Google Maps, and that's why I decided not to go this way. But I'm here now, so wish me luck. Well, I did it, just about. It was okay. I had to turn left, but you know, all the traffic which was coming from all kinds of directions had to stop to let us go. The only problem was when I turned left, it came to some traffic lights and I was in the wrong lane, and the lane I was in was on red and the lane I needed to be in was on green, so I had to kind of force myself into the correct lane and cycle in front of oncoming traffic, which is a little bit hairy, but I managed it. All is good now, and now I think I don't need to be on the road anymore. I can be on the path. There's a guy cycling on the path over there. He seems to know what he's doing, so it should be much easier from here on in. So Westerplatte, here we come. Right, so as you can see, I'm now in the middle of bloody nowhere. The cycle route did take me back onto a very main road, practically a motorway. I didn't like that at all, and I mean, am I even allowed to cycle on roads like that? I don't know. So I was on there for a stretch, and then I took a right turn too early, and it's brought me in the middle of this. There is some kind of business over there, I don't know what it is that they do, but yeah. But according to Google Maps, I can actually get out and keep on track to Westerplatte, is that what it's called? So I'm hoping that Google Maps is right, because I don't want to have to cycle back all this way. I've probably been cycling around here now for about 10 minutes. It shouldn't be too far away, maybe 10-15 minutes and I should be there. So fingers crossed. Well, I made it in one piece to Westerplatte, which is this area just behind me, but I couldn't resist the opportunity to come and take a look at the old Baltic Sea. Look at that. First time I've seen the sea since probably Croatia in 2019, December 2019, just before the whole world changed. But still there. So in the 1920s, Westerplatte was a Polish military transit depot. On the 1st of September 1939, the depot was attacked by the Germans. It was the first attack that led to World War II. The first bullet shot in World War II was right here. The Polish were ready for the attack of the Germans. They thinned out the area to make it easier to fire. Even still, they were only expected to hold out for a few hours. As it turned out, they lasted 13 days. So the military transit depot was established to protect the ammunition that was coming in to the free city of Danzig through the port. And so they built 19 storage units, ammunition storage buildings, and this is one of them. This was the biggest, apparently. So before its use as a military base, Westerplatte was actually a recreational area, and people would travel from all over Poland to come and visit it. 16-hour train ride from Warsaw to get to Gdansk. and they would come. It was a seaside place. They would come for leisure whilst all this was going on. There was also German military installations happening nearby. At the end of World War I, Germany were particularly not happy about giving up this land, and hence this is why it was one of the first places the Germans attacked in September 1939. So in 1938, Hitler requested Poland that they give the area of Gdansk to the Third Reich. The Polish Prime Minister rejected this request. So in 1939, Hitler made a pact with the Soviet Union to conquer and divide Poland. Lots more of these ammunition warehouses, all running alongside this, which used to be the rail tracks. Looks nice and safe. Doesn't look amazingly safe, does it? Considering there are people coming in and out of here, like, all the time. So on the 1st of September at 4:47 AM, Captain Gustav Kleikamp gave the order to open fire at Westerplatte. So already at daybreak on the 1st of September 1939, Germans were rounding up and arresting Poles in nearby Gdansk, most of whom were sent to Stutthof, the concentration camp which was created specifically for Poles. This is a picture of Hitler, who arrived at Westerplatte on the 21st of September to show in person how pleased he was at his capture and to stress that Gdansk had now returned to the Reich. And what followed was a terrorist bombing campaign of all Polish cities and murdering random Polish and Jewish civilians. So following the German attack and the attack from the east, from the Soviet Union, on the 28th of September 1939, Poland was yet again wiped off the map of Europe. By October 1939, the Germans had already murdered around 20,000 Poles. So in the last days of March 1945, Westerplatte was a scene of fighting between German troops and the Red Army. Remember, previously they were allies at the start of the war. The Red Army liberated Gdansk from the Germans. After the Second World War, the ruins of Gdansk became once again a part of Poland. The German population was expelled. The liberation from the German occupation marked the beginning of dependency on the Soviet Union, and Poland would be ruled by communists until 1989.